In 1985, a month shortly after I was born, Nintendo released the hit video game Super Mario Bros., developed by Nintendo R&D 3 and created by Shigeru Miyamoto. Super Mario Bros. Is a 2D platformer game. It is the successor of the 1983 classic Mario Bros. Have you played it? It's weird. And the first game in the Super Mario series. Today on the AJ Show, we'll begin a short mini-series on the classic Super Mario Bros. Games on the NES as we celebrate the month of Mario, since it is March 2nd as I'm recording this. So as always, get yourself a beverage, sit back, relax, and let's go down the warp zone of Super Mario Bros. In 1983, the video game market crashed and burned. The industry was saturated with so many games, and Atari's E.T. was partially to the blame for the video game crash of '83 here in America, according to an angry video game nerd. Have you seen his movie? It's a crazy, crazy wild ride. You should go check out the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. Of course, viewer discretion is advised with foul language. Super Mario Bros. Is frequently cited as one of the greatest games of all time. It had precise controls. It was admired. It was simply a revolutionary compared to the old Atari games of old. We're talking old. It has been re-released numerous times on most Nintendo systems and is one of the best-selling games of all time with more than 58 million copies sold worldwide. Super Mario is doing super results. It is acknowledged as part of the success of the NES and revived the video game industry after the 1983 crash and made side-scrolling a popular trend for video games during this time. Koji Kondo produced the soundtrack, and not only just for Mario, but also for games like The Legend of Zelda. Koji Kondo is still producing music tracks today. Super Mario games continue to be popular 35 plus years later, especially of the Nintendo Switch Super Mario Odyssey. What a great time to go on an Odyssey quest on the Nintendo Switch. Super Mario Bros. Story is simple. Mario, along with his player 2 companion and brother Luigi, runs through the Mushroom Kingdom in 8 levels with 4 stages, each stopping on Goombas and Koopa Troopas alike. Breaking through bricks, which per the instruction manuals are toads turned into bricks by King Bowser. And Mario's just going around breaking bricks, murdering toads. That is just so disturbing to think about. Mario and Luigi also hits question mark blocks that contains coins, power-ups such as mushrooms, fire flower, a star man, and coins. Mario and Luigi can collect up to 100 coins to earn the extra life, along with obtaining 1-up mushrooms and hidden blocks. Great times of eating mushrooms and stars and consuming flowers to fire fireballs. How does that even work? I don't know. But hey, this is Super Mario. The 4th stage in each level contains a castle where you and Bowser, in quotation marks, duke it out either by killing the imposter with a fire flower to reveal the actual enemy inside the costume, or run past him to hit the hammer to break the bridge and knock Bowser into the lava, or fake Bowser into the lava. At the end of each castle, you're greeted with a toad that informs you that your princess is in another castle. This is where the trauma begins for Mario. There are only 2 swimming levels, 7 mountain-like structures, 8 castles, a few underground worlds, secret warp pipes to obtain coins, and warp zones. Yeah, warp zones. A coin heaven when you climb up a hidden vine. Warp zones that will let you skip past levels to beat the game faster. You could technically beat Super Mario Bros. Within 15 minutes. I've done it myself. It's called speedrunning, y'all. Speedrunning. In World A, it practically wants you dead with the amount of cannons, godforsaken Hammer Brothers, those godforsaken Hammer Brothers. big jumps and sketchy platforms. The final castle is the actual Bowser in that castle that you'll face and duke it out. But before you get to Bowser, you got to get past that one hammer, brother, that stands between you and Bowser and Princess Toadstool. That's right, Princess Toadstool was the princess's name during this time, not Princess Peach. Later on in the Nintendo 64, when you get the Super Mario 64, she says her name is Princess Toadstool, and then ends it with Peach in the beginning letter, transitioning from Toadstool to now today, in the current world, Princess Peach. It's like Dr. Eggman. He was Dr. Robotnik in the 90s, and then you get the Sonic Adventure, and he switches from Dr. Robotnik to Dr. Eggman. But once you beat the game, there is a second playthrough with enemies who are nothing but fast-moving beetles. Practically the same game with some more sketchier platforms, and a level skip feature is enabled when you beat the game. So you can go straight to World 8 if you would like. This is the only Super Mario game where you only go right instead of left. There was no way to go left on the screen. You just simply kept going right on the screen. But when you get the Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3 and so forth, you're able to go back and forth on the screen. Why? Why was that a thing? Why only go right and not left? As a kid, I played Super Mario Bros. Numerous times growing up and watching my parents play this game as well. It is a classic, and the 16-bit remake on the Super Mario Bros. All-Star Pack is just as good, if not better, because of the 16-bit graphics. The graphical enhancements make it nice. It's really slick. Mario, from this point on, becomes a cultural phenomenon, spinning off multiple cartoon series from the Super Mario Bros. Super Show to Super Mario 3 to Super Mario World, a live-action movie in 1993 that is simply hot garbage, and it's terrible. You shouldn't watch it, but there's a cult following for this thing. I've watched it once, fully, and I'm like, what am I watching? And then continuing on to Happy Meal toys from McDonald's, clothing and merchandise, Mario's face was everywhere. You might as well plaster it on the globe at this point. I think they actually already did that in a commercial. Yeah. Without the success of Super Mario Brothers, video games probably wouldn't be where it is today, and we have Nintendo and the creators to thank for that. That is all for this week's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one as we dive into Super Mario Brothers 2, which is the odd duck game of the entire Super Mario Brothers series. Thank you all. Stay safe out there and take care.
Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now.